It's all about humanity.
Yo, what is good gamers? Peter here with Mooseman Games, and in today's War Robots video, we're going to be running through everything that is new and coming out soon in update 6.8. This is the Lunar New Year event update. It should be out any minute now, really. So we're going to run through all of the update notes. Now, there is a lot going on here, from nerfs, buffs, new weapons and bots and things coming out, events coming out. So there's a lot to cover, so I'm going to do my best to not make this video like an hour long, and I will go through, give you my thoughts on some of the changes and the updates, but not all of them. The rest of them I will just list off, and then maybe we can have a bit more of a discussion down in the comments afterwards, just about the other changes. But for now, let's dive right into it. So, event, Lunar New Year 2021, kicking it off with a new event. Now, the Lunar New Year events are typically some of the more exciting ones. So this year, what is new? We will be getting 3 types of special crates. Now, they did not specify what types of crates they are, so I'm hoping that they stuck with the same formula as last time, which is a 50 chest, 100 chest, and a 200 chest. I'm hoping they don't bring back the 400 chest, because that was just a little bit excessive, to be honest, like too many coins to be worth it in my opinion. So hopefully they copy the last one. Now, special edition Tiger Scatter and Warrior Typhon are going to be coming in this new event. And if you're wondering what they look like, well, we have a little picture over here on the right hand side there of the Warrior Typhon. And in my opinion, it just looks badass. It looks really good. I haven't got a Typhon at the moment. I wasn't that fussed about getting it, but this just might change my mind because it looks really cool. This is going to be one of my favorite designs. It doesn't even look like the Typhon. It looks very different. It's got 4 stellar halos by the looks of it on there. Or sorry, not halos. What's the other one? You know the other ones, the medium ones. Yeah, looks pretty cool. Now, in terms of the Tiger Scatter, it doesn't look like they have a picture here, so I'll just throw one up on the screen. Boop. There we go. So that's the Tiger Scatter over there. Again, very cool looking, and you know, goes perfect with the look for the Warrior Typhon. Yeah, new robot coming out as well. I mean, they didn't really mention here, but the Minos, or the Minos, in the middle there, you can see that is obviously a limited edition Titan. Now, without going into too much, I think that it does look very cool. However, if you've already got a Minos, then it's totally pointless, because I don't see you wanting to upgrade another Titan. Kind of stupid. So it's cool if you haven't got one and you want to get one, but otherwise, I don't see anyone using that. New robot Demeter is coming out, and the new weapons, the Hornet and the Magnetar, which are the heavy versions of the Wasp and the Pulsar. And we have new legendary pilots, the Rose for the Typhon and Jerry for the Demeter, or Demeter, Demeter, or however, you know what I mean. So they seem to be really on top of releasing new bots alongside with the legendary pilots now. That seems to be the thing that they're doing, so I guess we can expect this going forwards. So that's pretty cool. We don't know what they do as far as I'm aware, at least not yet. Also, there will be new arena and skirmishes going on. I know a lot of you guys love your arena. I don't, because it just sucks up all my gold and I lose. But if you are good at arena, then great opportunity to mine some gold there. So here's what we're going to be getting, and you can see there's like 3 kind of Ang Pao slips here. And each one, I guess, represents one of the chests. So I'm assuming the first one is going to be a 50 coin chest. You're looking at all the old kind of throwbacks from the Lunar New Year events. We got the dragon varieties of the Dragoon weapons, the Dragon Blaze. Crimson Hawk is making a return as well, for the 3rd event in a row, I believe. The Tiger Scatter is the new variation of the Scatter. Devastator, we know about that. And Havoc looks like will be paired in with the 50 chest, which is different from the last event where the Havocs were actually in the more expensive chest. Now they're going to be all paired in with the Devastator and the Scatter, which is pretty cool. In the medium one, which we're assuming is 100 coins, is going to have the Warrior Typhon and the Magnetar and the Hornet. So the newest bot here and the 2 new weapons. I'm excited for the Magnetar and the Hornet, because those are 2 up-and-coming weapons, or 2 kind of weapons that were kind of slept on for a while that people realized were actually pretty good recently. And I'm curious to see how the heavy weapons are in the game, if they live up to the expectations from the medium weapons. And I do enjoy using my pulsars, so hopefully a Magnetar will bring the same kind of enjoyment to the game. Last one, we have the big prizes. We're assuming this is 200 coins. We have the Dread Shell. Now I haven't seen that anywhere. I don't know if there's a leak that I missed, but I've not seen any images of that anywhere. So a new variation of the shell. The Ox Minos, or Minos, up there, as you can see. Very cool. It is Year of the Ox, by the way, for Chinese New Year, hence the Ox theme. And the Demeter, the new healing bot, which we will come on to in just a moment. Squall and Grom, shotgun weapons for the Titans. Alright, that's what's with the event. New weapons, Hornet and Magnetar, real quick. Hornet is a heavy kinetic weapon that applies damage over time, high damage per shot, and a decent rate of fire, make it a viable option for mid-range sniper builds, and I guess the same would apply for the Magnetar as a light medium range. It's a light, my mistake guys, I thought it was a heavy version. It's a light version of the Pulsar. Medium range energy autocannon. It immobilizes the target after a certain number of hits, lockdown. Give a try to Pulsar's and Magnetar's build, they work well together. Yeah, as you would expect. Alright, so new robot, Demeter. Level 27 onwards, you'll be able to grab it in the special event. And this is a new support bot, so there's a video on this. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you check it out because it kind of just goes through all the details. So I won't cover everything here, but my thoughts on the Demeter. So what it does is it teleports to the ally and has a large, basically like an Ares shield, so like one of those impenetrable Aegis shields that absorbs incoming damage, and there it literally says the more damage the shield absorbs, the more durability Demeter restores to its nearby teammates. So it's the opposite to the Ares. The Ares absorbs damage and then uses that to fire back at the enemies. The Demeter absorbs the damage and then uses that to heal the teammates even better, okay? So the Demeter to me looks like a really interesting healing bot to come out because it has that new, it's a very up-to-date bot. There's a lot more teleporting going on in the game recently, so this is using that teleporting feature. It's using the Aegis shield, and it's healing multiple allies in range at once. I can see Pixonic doing a real push towards healing bots as of recent. I say recent, but the last kind of few months. We had the Nightingale, we've had the Nodens come out, and now the Demeter, so really interesting push towards healing. At the same time, they've also released these sound weapons, which like remove the ability to heal. So kind of getting mixed messages from Pixonic here. They want us to heal, but they're also taking away the ability to heal. Doesn't make much sense to me. But anyways, that's Demeter. Watch the video if you want more information on that. But I think it is a very interesting, one of the more interesting bots to come out as of recent, and I think it could have the potential to be like a real game changer. Okay, report system. Let's talk about that. But just before we do, real quick, do me a favor real quick. If you just scroll down a little bit, you should see like a little red subscribe button. If you do, then just give it a little poke and you'll join the Moose Herd. Give it a little subscribe button to poke. We are on our road to 1,000 subs here, so every one of you guys that sub is really appreciated. And we do a lot of review videos like this one. We do a lot of chest opening videos, latest War Robots news videos, and occasionally I do actually play the game as well. So if you're here for that, then make sure you are subbed and I won't let you down. Alright, let's talk about the report system. So, you can report unfair play right from the battle results window. So that's before you kind of click off to go back to your hangar. There's at the end of the battle, the results window. You should have the option to report players that you see that were using unfair kind of tactics or basically just not playing fairly. So some examples here, using cheats or speed hacks, self-destructing most of your bots during a match, being inactive, having too much of a powerful player hanger for their league, so basically people who have tanked down to lower leagues, yeah, you can report them, or inappropriate nicknames if that's what you're into. So yeah, that is that. I think the report system is long overdue because for the longest time, people are always complaining about people doing these. You see on the Facebook page, people are posting like screenshots of people who have been cheating or playing unfairly. Now there's something official we can do with it. We will have to wait and see how effective it actually is. So we'll have to just give that one a bit of time to see how that turns out. You can read all the details here if you would like. Pause the video, but for me, I'm just gonna move on to the balance changes. So we got a lot going on here, guys. I'm gonna run through and talk about my opinions on the important ones, and the rest of them we'll just kind of cover briefly. So the big one, the one that everyone's been waiting for first, the Hawk nerf. Two nerfs, two changes. Ability damage against robots is halved, 50% off. So that is a good thing in my opinion. I do have a Hawk, it is my best bot at the moment. However, we've been asking for this since the release of the Hawk. It was promoted as the Titan Slayer, but why did it do so much damage to the regular robots? Didn't make sense, did kind of make sense if you think about it. They want to sell the bots, guys, and we've said this from the beginning, and now the new meta has kind of rolled in. I guess they've sold enough Hawks to be able to actually apply the changes that we've been asking for a while, so is what it is. Can't say I'm surprised. They have removed 50% of the damage to regular bots, but kept it the same for Titans, which I think is a perfectly decent move. This next one I'm not so cool with. The reflector on takeoff and landing has been removed. So similar to how they removed the stealth for the Aljun on takeoff and landing, now you get the same thing with the Hawk. This is not cool, guys. One, it's just not necessary. Like, the damage thing was the main issue. The damage to regular bots was the main issue. I don't see why it is necessary to remove the reflector on takeoff and landing. Two, the Hawk itself is a terrible, terrible bot when it comes to getting stuck on things. I find it impossible to land anywhere with the Hawk without getting stuck on something. Like, if you're like near a wall, if you look at a wall, if you take a breath in the vicinity of a wall, you just get like glued to it. That's just how it works, and you just get absolutely destroyed. At the moment, the reflector on landing helps. It doesn't even, you still get shot up real bad, but it definitely helps to have the reflector on while you're landing when you get stuck. Without that now, you're just gonna land, get stuck, get instantly taken out in an instant. So they need to really think about that. Either keep the reflector or at least sort out the issues with the Hawk landing, because it's been like that since the release, and nothing has changed there. All right, let's move on. Nightingale. This one shocked me as well. This was quite a big hit. The Nightingale speed while in flight, 83 kilometers down to 60. That is a huge deduction. That's more than 25%. That's more than a quarter reduction in speed while in flight. So that doesn't affect its speed while walking, just to be clear. So really slows it down, but it kind of increases, again, by 50% the radius of the repair zone. So you have a much wider spread of repair, but you move slower. So I'm kind of interested to see how that pans out. I don't use a Nightingale. I have two of them, but I don't use any of them, so I can't really test it out, but interesting. Last thing is it gains more altitude when using the ability, meaning it can't capture beacons while flying in most cases. So again, this will be something that I'm sure you guys will have to test out. What instances can you still capture a beacon with a flying Nightingale? But apparently it shouldn't work in most cases, which again I think is a good thing, because they would just fly for so long and just hover above your beacon, and there was nothing you can do about it unless you had quantum radar, which most people don't run these days. Okay, Scorpion, it gets a 15% less damage reduction during its ability, which I definitely think is a good thing, because they just are really, really tough to defeat. They're like not invisible, they are stealth for a while during their ability, and then suddenly they're just like really defensive. I don't know, it just feels like it was a bit excessive for the Scorpion, so I'm happy with that personally. The ability duration has been cut down by 4 seconds, which is a big chunk. I don't know about that. I don't run a Scorpion, so I can't tell from experience, but that is a heavy hit is what I will say, and I know a lot of you guys like the Scorpion. I agree, for a trickster robot, the Scorpion is a bit too tough. I do agree with that, guys, to be honest. That's not its place to be so tanky. Quarker Atomizer Nucleon, shot intervals 0.1 to 0.15 seconds. So we have basically an extra 50% longer between bullets or shots firing. Basically, this will equate, if I'm not mistaken, to quite a big damage nerf overall, because you're literally hitting it in 50% less often with bullets. So yeah, it should be quite a big nerf, but we'll have to see how it plays out. I'm not happy with that, because I literally pretty much just finished getting Quarker Atomizer and Nucleon to where I want them to be. I'm literally finishing my last upgrade now, and as it always goes, by the time you've managed to save up resources, acquire the things that you want, upgrade them to a decent level, you just about get there, and then they nerf it, and then it becomes useless again. So Not happy with that, but can't say I'm surprised. It's just the Pixonic way. Shredders up next. Again, I think I've always wanted to get Shredders, but I never have. And I don't think I will now because they have just got a 10% damage reduction and a 2-second cooldown increase. And an effect accumulation speed of -20%. I didn't even know about that last part. This is a huge nerf to the Shredders, and I mean, you can see the description here, their reasoning. They've given you a reason for it over there. I think it's a mistake. They say that it's too powerful, basically, while combined with drones and control microchips. That's your fault, guys. That's not the Shredders' fault. That's not the fault of the people that have purchased and upgraded and worked on their Shredders. Don't take it out on the Shredders. It's not the Shredders' fault. It's not the player's fault. It's the fault of having not thinking about your drones coming in, right? You haven't thought well enough about implementing your drones. You brought them in, and now they are basically making certain setups too overpowered. And what happens as a result? You are just nerfing the crap out of people's weapons to make up for your mistakes with the drones. Not cool. Like I said, it doesn't affect me directly, but it will affect a lot of people who enjoy running Shredders, and I think it's killed the Shredder, which is a shame because I thought it was a cool weapon. Okay, buffs. We have a buff to the Nemesis, more ability damage. A buff to the Mender, more ability defense points. Inquisitor gets a little bit of speed and less of a cooldown. The Inquisitor needed a buff like years ago. I don't know if this is going to make much difference, to be honest. I haven't used an Inquisitor for ages. Fun fact, Inquisitor was the first like premium bot that I actually got in this game. Invader is getting more durability, 5% more. The Jaeger is getting 5% more weapon damage. The Raker has 15% more ability damage. You know what, guys? You can just read through these yourselves. I'm not going to list them all off. However, I will say, notably, the Blaze and Ember are getting an increase in damage, which is interesting because they did get a buff not that long ago, so I guess they're getting a double buff. And yeah, the Halo, Corona, and Glory are getting a slight increase in effect accumulation speed. I don't know if that will make much of a difference, to be honest. They're kind of dead weapons. And we have bug fixes. We are at the end of the update list, so if you're still here with me, then high five. Well done. And yeah, those are all the changes, guys. Like I said, feel free to pause any bits that I didn't read out completely, and you can look through it yourself. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Let's have a discussion. What do you think about these changes? There's a lot to think about. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? For me, as you can see, there's a lot that I did agree with. There was a lot that I did not agree with. So, it is what it is. Let's wait for the new update to roll out, and then we will see how these actually affect the game. It's all good talking about it, but we gotta play it and find out how it's actually gonna work in the game. So yeah, that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then smash that like button, give me a like, and yeah, I'll see you in the comments. Let's have a little discussion about this because there's a lot to talk about. Like I said, if you haven't done so already, hit that sub button to keep up to date with all my latest War Robots content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.